But an outstanding tournament from Isipatana, and all credit to St. Joseph. They fought hard, Paul, but just couldn't make it over the line.
Yes, that's right. St. Joseph's do need full credit because they showed great spirit and tenacity, as we've already spoken about. But Isipatana, their attitude, their skill execution, their fitness as well, held them in good stead and got them win in the end. And they take all the spoils here at the Sri Lanka Super 7 Schoolboy Finals.
Well, this is the all-important cup final that we've come to now. Isipatana crowned champions, and they're still doing their victory lap on the field behind the two teams lining up. The Cargills Gladiators and the SLT Mobitel Eagles. The Mobitel Eagles can afford to lose this game. They'll still finish on top, but that won't prevent them from going hell for leather in trying to win it. The Cargills Gladiators have everything to prove. And Mushtaq Jifri, their coach, will really want to prove that he is one of the best sevens coaches on the Sri Lankan circuit. Chamod Fernando bangs his chest. Devin Gunaratna raises his arms. This has been a superb performance from this Isipatana team, and they deserve all the accolades that they'll get.
That's right, what a classy outfit, going and thanking all their fans, thanking everyone in the stands, and also thanking the commentary box. But they did really well, and they are deserved winners. They've taken the whole series after that great performance in the final.
And the rankings for the franchise teams, we will have SLT Eagles, who will finish top regardless of what happens in this game. And we have the Cargills Gladiators, who will finish second also regardless of what happens in this game. The Soft Logic Warriors, who were last week's finalists, finished third. And then we have in fourth place the KBSL Dragons. In joint fifth place, we have the Easy Wolves and the Access Kings. And in seventh place, we have the Etisalat Panthers and Walker CML finishing, bringing up the rear in eighth place. So that's the calculations done for us by Inshaf in the papare.com commentary box. And Malik Samaravikrama, Honourable Minister for Economic Development, looks on. Sitting next to the principal of Royal College. President of the Sri Lanka Schools Rugby Football Association, he is. As we wait for the formalities to begin this game, all-important match refereed by a foreign referee. Could perhaps have utilized him for both finals, Paul, you think? Is it too much to blow two sevens games back-to-back?
Well, sitting in the commentary box, I think it'd be easy to do, but look, they've obviously made a decision to keep him fresh. There were a couple of funny decisions in that schoolboy final, and but they'll have to let that go now, St. Joseph's, and as they're about to know. But as we head into the final, and you can hear the World in Union ringing through the stands, and that's a tune they play for all the Rugby World Cups and all rugby fixtures around the world. So it's good to hear it being played here in Sri Lanka as well.
It has been a real fiesta of rugby this tournament. This SLRFU putting it together at quite short notice, it must be said, and they've really outdone themselves. Of course, could not have done so without the power of dialogue. And this is the Deputy Minister of Defence, the Honourable Ruwan Wijewardena. Accompanied by another Honourable Minister, Harin Fernando. Must be still gutted seeing his Josephian team lose. Asanga Senirat, the President of the Sri Lanka Rugby Football Union. Nazim Mohammed, Chairman of Selectors, or member of the selection panel. I think he's been on the organising committee of this tournament. Dulaj Pereira will introduce his champion SLT Mobitel Eagles team. Suranga Pushpakumara probably playing his final tournament in the sevens format at least. He's been around for a long time, Suranga. Pukke, as he is known to his mates. Poor old Mithun Hapugoda just recovered from a knee injury and then busts his arm. Dinesh Kumara. And the champion Sri Lankan Telecom Mobitel Eagles run out. Mithun Hapugoda is not taking the field today, obviously. Dulaj Pereira takes over captaincy. Leek Eagles, Ashan Mohammed, Suranga Pushpakumara, Shehan Das, Taninder Atwat, the Prince Charmer, Senal Dileka, Setefano Takao, the Fijian former captain, Jone Vota, Terio Bailawa, and a lot will depend on Takao today. Cargills Gladiators from Richard Dharmapala, Dinusha Chaturanga, Buoneku Dangamu, Tirina Vijay Singh, Tusita Samaratilaka, Ganidu Lakshan, Radhisha Seniviratna, Richie Dharmapala, Nivanka Prasad, Nimani Nangusa, Amenoni Nasilasila, and Emosi Molevoro of Fiji. That's the foreign contingent for the Cargills Gladiators. Dinusha Chaturanga challenging straight away. Taninder Atwat hangs on to the ball, and now it will be Jone Vota. Tries to get through Tirina Vijay Singh, who makes a good fist of that tackle. Dulaj Pereira interfered with, and the halfback cannot be interfered with, whether it's 7s or 15s rugby. And the referee blowing the penalty immediately.
That's right. So that's a law that World Rugby's put in just to make sure that the game's going to continue to flow. And the halfback can't be touched by anyone that's involved in the ruck or the maul. So you can't just stick your arm out and try and drag the man in. It's a beautiful kick.
Massive touch finder there. And the Eagles are very happy about that. Dulaj Pereira, the wonderful boot.
So just carved off maybe 60, 70 metres there and put it over the top of the heads of the winger who was back there covering. So now they're attacking from maybe 15 metres out from the try line.
Rishi Dharmapala at the back of the line, Tirina Vijay Singh. Here's Dinusha Chaturanga, stretches those long legs. Vijay Singh smashed back, and there was a pull back there. The referee's ignoring it because he thinks there was a bit of play acting involved. And going down is Buoneka Udangamua.
Take away.
Cargills Gladiators.
Pulling down. Blue pulling back.
Supporters.
Okay, which number?
Oh, which number is the number 12.
Number 12.
So the referee's just, as we said, having a look at the replay, also got one eye on the field, and the referee's just having had a little chat to the referee's assistant.
Penalty here.
And
well, the penalty is for a pullback by one of the Eagles. So referee Pradeep Fernando spotted something we haven't. If you can see a replay of that, we'll tell you exactly what happened there. Referee Pradeep Fernando, very experienced himself.
It looked like it might have been gone the other way, but here we see in the replay it looked like there was a pullback. Firstly, this won't show exactly what we're looking for.
Well, it was the replay just a little bit before that, a couple of seconds before that play. And here's Tirina Vijay Singh with a little chip kick through, but Leek Eagle has got enough pace to get back and cover this. He will get isolated though, and he's isolated with...
feet. Vantage. You've gone off your feet.
I think it was Emosi Mulevoro who forced that turnover. It was. And smartly put his elbows on the floor, got a little bit of leverage, but did it in a flash. Tirina Vijay Singh. Made a good chase, did Dharmapala.
Give them space, please.
And there we see they get over the ball. The referee says play on. And that man just had his hands on the ground, and I see there's a little bit of game management here where the teams aren't taking the quick tap. They just use the time up, kick for the line. That's because it's a 10-minute half for the finals.
Here's MOC Melavaru, Leak Eagle. Tarinder Ratwata with a good tackle, but it's not enough to keep out MOC Melavaru, is it? And the referee says no, it's in touch. MOC Melavaru almost managed to fly his way in for that try.
It's almost Rokithoko-like, wasn't it? Where he just sort of flies through the air and gets the ball down, but wasn't able to get the ball down and took the corner flag out.
He's been watching his countryman, Joseph, who's been scoring so many tries in Rio. Stefano Takao has no option but to thump this one way down the park. And the bounce is kind for Richie Dharmapala, and now Dirusha Chaturanga has managed to send this back to their danger man. Nivanka Prasad cuts back in, takes a couple of defenders with him. It takes Jone Wota to bring him down. And Nangusa to Molevaru. Molevaru's through the gap. There's no stopping him from that angle. Dulaj Pereira misses the tackle, and the big strong legs of the Fijian helps him break that first time, and he will take his time before touching down.
Still hasn't dotted down. The referee's still waiting, and the Water Boys are on. He dots down now, and that's the try. So now they have 40 seconds from the whistle going there to take the conversion. But that was all brought about by his acceleration, where he moves the defence across, and then all of a sudden he stops, and the defence keeps moving, and then he's able to cut back through and create a half hole for himself. So difficult to defend against. Here we see he takes the ball here, accelerates, defence moves, then he stops, and the hole opens up and he can go through. So kids at home, if you're practicing anything down the hallway with your sister defending, then that's what you can do. Accelerate, stop, and the defence keeps moving in one direction. You can stop and go back through the hole.
Molevaru with the restart. It's a good one.
Backwards.
Dias not able to get his hands to it. Here's Nangusa, gets it away nicely to Dharmapala. Dharmapala, we haven't really seen those scorching runs of his. Left them more to this Fijian contingent as Molevaru looks to score another try. Tarinder Ratwata hangs on for dear life. Tries to prevent the offload over his head. Well cleared from Tiruna Vijayasinghe now. Dharmapala runs at an angle. Should probably have straightened out and passed it. He had men over.
Offside.
And the referee says there was an offside.
Push.
And Nemani Nangusa straight over from close range, just barreling himself over that try line.
There's only ever going to be one result when Nangusa takes the ball from 5 metres out and there's a man in front of him. You didn't even need to pretend to retire 5 metres and be behind the line. There was no way they're going to stop him. He's just too big and too powerful. But Dharmapala, it looked like he was half through a hole, and there was lots of support there for him. If he could have made the support, they would have done well. And that's where the Eagles, they just got up off a little bit offside. Big man takes the ball, Maori sidestep, over.
Tarinder Ratwata is no real slouch as a defender, but made him look pretty ordinary there. Nangusa just too much power, body position brilliant as well, and from 5 metres out, Nivanka Prasad puts a massive hit on Dulaj Pereira, manages to lay the ball back well. Ratwata now with a lovely ball over the top to Leak Eagle, but nicely shadowed by Molevaru. And that's a nice break. Ratwata now looking for the switch. Manages to get a lovely long ball over the top, and it looks as if Dias has made a hash of this one. All he had to do was go on the outside. He had plenty of men to just pop the ball back to on his inside. But Shehan Dias doesn't make the best decision in the world.
Mark?
Yeah, it looked like he could have just propped. There were two players on the inside. There was lots of space.
Just wait.
But they managed to fluff that. Comes back and it's now a line out. Minute and a half to go in the first half.
Vantage
And that's an overthrown line out again. Buaneka Udangamuat makes the most of it. Tiruna Vijayasinghe
Advantage offside. You two are offside.
Offside,
you
says
kicked
the
it.
referee, or those players were in front of Tilinovic
Keep
Singer when he
moving,
took
keep
the ball. And
moving.
now for the first time in this
Nice.
game, Setefano Takao puts his ears back. Lovely offload to Dias. In fact, it's Prince Charmerer. And the Eagles score their first try. So the Cargills Gladiators, the number 2 ranked team, they can't make a dent on the championship, but they will dent the pride of these Mobitel Eagles if they can't finish this one off.
While the Eagles have started to come back, and Setefano needs to be involved in something if they're going to come storming back into the game. It's now 14-5 with still a kick to come.
You have 15 seconds.
It's not too late. There's still 20 seconds to go in the first half, and then there's another 10 minutes. So there's a long way to go in this game of sevens. Beautiful conversion. Dissects the posts. So it's 7:14. 10 seconds to go. Now
Careful
as
with
we
your
see
timing,
the
your tackle.
replay, Setefano,
Careful.
he just recognises that the defensive line's not set. Cuts it to ribbons, puts the ball outside to
Prince Charmerer.
Prince Charmerer. Prince Charmerer does well. Just gets on the outside of that man, and so that's 7 points, and the Eagles are on the board.
Lovely conversion from Dulach Pereira. You never know whether that will be something that comes back to haunt the Gladiators.
Backwards.
And not a really good clearance from collection from Dharmapala, and that's the 10 minutes up. So regardless, halftime whistle will be blown,
Halftime,
and
halftime.
the Mobitel Eagles don't get a chance to exploit that mistake from Dharmapala.
So here you can't play man on the ground.
fine.
And then he played the man on the ground. It looked like you have to wait till the man gets back up onto his feet. It's half time, so that won't be penalised, but that's just something for people to watch out for as we see the replays of the try scoring action. The go, the stop, the prop from
Molevaru, Emosi Molevaru.
Mulivaru.
Dharmapala probably a little frustrated that he hasn't got on the score sheet the last couple of games.
There's Nagusa, he takes a quick tap,
Bang.
drives over.
You could almost hear that up here in the commentary box, that contact, and here's Takao involved in the only thing that the Mobitel Eagles have done attack-wise. Lovely offload to Prince Charmerer, who only has to go around Nivanka Prasad, which he does with ease.
So the crowd there warming up for the after party.
An appropriate band playing as well, because these players will all be in a house of pain, Paul. But they'll find the energy to jump around if they do win this game. The Cargills Gladiators, they're leading 14 points to 7.
So there you saw the Eagles. They've already wrapped up the series. In the last 30 seconds of the first half, they still continue to keep trying. So they might have wrapped up the series, but they'll still keep pushing to win this game because there's pride and pride of performance in these professionals, and they make sure they push so that they can produce the best rugby they can.
Dulach Pereira taken over captaincy duties for Mithun Hapugoda. It's a lovely hanging kick. Well taken by Molevaru, I think it was. And here's Tiruna Vijayasinghe, comes back on the side that the ball came from, and now puts Dharmapala away. Richie Dharmapala, there's only going to be Setefano Takao. Does just enough to stop him, but does not to stop this man, and Jone Vota will not catch his countryman.
Okay, let's go.
Great pace there by Dharmapala, but that was really set up by the man who passed it to him, who recognised that there was no space on the right-hand side for the Gladiators and cut back onto the left-hand side, and that created the space for the captain, Dharmapala, to streak away. And then that beautiful offload once the tackle had been made, and he just sort of popped the ball up.
This is a how the try was created. Lovely pace by Richie Dharmapala.
The mysteries of that offload was just obscured by the post, but let me tell you, it was a beautiful little offload off the ground into a support player.
Looks like that was Mosi Molevaru who scored that try. And Stefano now with the ball.
Advantage.
Just gets his ankle tapped at the last moment.
Need
Fighting his
advantage
way
high.
now. The former Fijian captain is annoyed. His team is down and he doesn't
High
like
tackle.
that. The tackle is high, says the referee. And now his compatriot Johnny Vota, the lovely dummy, looks for Shane Keegle, for Glee Keegle on the inside. Dharmapala does well to get in the way of that pass. And Johnny Vota gives it to Dulaj Pereira, who will dot down. And there's plenty of time left in this game for the Eagles to come back. Senal Dilaka and Suranka Pushpakumara watch nervously from the dugout.
So the Eagles aren't going to take this lying down.
Time off.
They're
Move.
continuing to play on and do well.
Move. You.
The Eagles supporters a little shell-shocked for the moment. They expected this one to come their way as well after their victory last weekend. Perhaps they don't know in the stands that the Mobitel Eagles have already wrapped up the championship. And just curling away from that right-hand upright, Dulaj Pereira's kick.
Here we see the replay, and Johnny Volta, I think it was, who just went through the hole, and it was lovely recognition to see where his support was coming from. But then the space was seen on the outside, and we saw the Eagle streak across
Come on,
easily
Clyde,
and
let's go.
score in the corner, unable to convert his own try.
That's a kick that was not collected by the Gladiators. Clearly Eagle supporters there.
Mark here. Clear the space. Clear the space. Stay. Hey. Okay.
Molevaru at the top of the line out, and Dharmapala who wants to have another go. Ball doesn't go anywhere, but now it does. And here's Nasilasila. Nasilasila streaking for the line, chased all the way by Stefano Takao. And a year or so ago, Nasilasila may not have won that race, but Stefano Takao this time just doesn't have the legs to catch.
Okay.
Amenoni Nasilasila just missing out on selections for the Olympic team.
It's a great bit of play and a great pace there from both of the big men, and he wasn't pulling away, but he wasn't being caught at the same time. See, just 65, 70 metres out. Stefano wasn't able to make the ground up. That's a long way to run in a final after 2 hard days of competition.
Just wait, time's off, okay? No time to stop.
The supporters getting intense and passionate about everything. It's a great turnout for this Sri Lanka Super Sevens. Here's Dulaj Pereira. Straight through the middle goes away Lava. Trying to drag him into touch.
He's good.
And here's Johnny Vota. So Stefano Takao looks like he's off. And Terry Owelava is on. Johnny Vota. to Veilava, long ball out, and that's to Dulaj Pereira.
That's the last warning.
And the thing about
Late
the
tackle.
passing,
Mark
Paul,
here.
is that sometimes the Fijians don't realize that they're passing to the Sri Lankan players, and those passes are pretty hard. They come much harder at you than passes from local players do. So it's a little bit of a surprise factor. Lovely behind the back pass from
thanks,
Prince
yes, I've got
Chamara. Suranga Pushpamara gets one away, and it looks like this is going to be a try to the Mobitel Eagles. Yes, it is. Senal Dilaka,
6.
much to the delight of the supporters. The former Isipathana captain, triple champion, Senal Dilaka goes in by the corner flag. So a lovely little sleight of hand, and Pushpa Kumara linking well.
And after the fact, there's a yellow card. It looked like the shoulder went in without the arm after the try was scored. But it was a great little interplay of passing there from the Eagles to set that try up. Pereira goes from a wide angle to try and slot this conversion and bring it back.
Bueneka Udangamua, it's not Dulaj Pereira's greatest kick. Udangamua going to the bin for 2 minutes for a shoulder charge. It's the second time he's gone to the bin today. Lovely little back of the hand pass that was. And Senal Dilaka.
That's a great little in and away, and it looks like he had a little scream as he was going towards the line. He knew he was going over.
The Dean family watch on anxiously, as they have for as long as I've been watching rugby. Roshan Dean, former referee himself. It's a lovely pass from Suranga Pushpakumara, and that's the shoulder charge that referee called on Bueneka Udangamua. And you could see how he let the play go on, Paul, before he blew that up. Molevaru looking, Nasilasila rather, looking for Molevaru. Pushpakumara is sweeping, and he says that there was no arms in that tackle. And Senal Dilaka accepts his mistake with a hand of apology to the referee.
It looked like it was a close run thing, like the player just got the kick away just before he was taken. So now they're just running down the clock a little bit. There, the kick just goes.
Well, that was, I thought Dilaka was already committed. Could perhaps have pulled out. And don't forget, you can catch ThePapare on all those social media platforms: SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole lot. Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, bringing you the Sri Lanka Super 7s powered by Dialogue. And this is the cup final. The Mobitel Eagles will be the champions, although Cargills Gladiators may just win this game. This lead looks a little bit too much for the Eagles to assail.
Well, the Cargill Gladiators have obviously done a lot of work in the last 7 days, and they've managed to turn things around. And
Thilina Vijayasinghe trying to profit from that mistake. And Veilava thought he was going the other way, but the referee saying no, there was a knock forward there, mate. Have to bring you back.
they set up the 10 minutes is up on the clock. So this will be the last play of the game. And you saw there that the Eagles are still trying to score a try, even from 95 metres out from the try line they're going for.
And that's going to be a yellow card. And having a bit of a chat with the referee is Molevaru, who is not in agreement with his yellow card. Well, he wouldn't mind that because there's 2 scores in it and just a few seconds left. And that's the game done and dusted, and the Cargills Gladiators are the champions of the second leg of the Sri Lanka Super Sevens. Doesn't make a difference to the final result because the Mobitel Eagles will take it. The Gladiators will finish second, but Mushtaq Jifri and his team will be very happy with their performance this time around as Nivanka Prasad high-fives his teammates. And Jifri, that's the coach over there, makes sevens coaching his forte. And he will be very happy with that result of the defensive performance put in by the Cargills Gladiators.
Yeah, the Cargill Gladiators, Shanaka, they should be happy with that performance. They've been dangerous all weekend. They've been strong in contact. They've been direct with their running. Their defensive line's connected all the time. But whenever they've noticed an opportunity, they've managed to execute their skills well enough so that they can take advantage of those opportunities. So now they take out the second leg of the Sri Lanka Super Sevens powered by Dialogue.
Fazil Marija high-fiving the team, and on the extreme right of your screen, Pravin Muthukumara, who is a team manager, leaves no stone unturned. Ganidhu Lakshan, the tallest man in that picture there, very happy with the result, of course. And Thirina Vijayasinghe gives it away to Mulevaro, the stop-start, busting through that first and last line of defense.
Here we go, there's another replay, and that's Dharma Bala. He ran across field a little bit, but the Eagles, they infringed there, so the referee brought them back for a penalty. And the big man, Nagusa, he just rumbled over there from 5 metres out. Setipano sets Prince Chamara away, and he scored untouched. Managed to bring the Eagles back into it. That was the highlights from the first half. Here's the second half highlights. Dharma Bala again streaking down that left-hand touch, just gets the pass inside. The Gladiators set off the drive to Mulivoro, but the Eagles weren't done as they kept on coming. They managed to recognise that there's space out wide, and they pick up another 5-pointer for their troubles. So they just kept on coming, the Eagles. It's a great bust up the middle by
Nasi Lasila. This is Nasi Lasila actually.
Nasi Nasila he streaks away and wasn't able to be caught from 70 metres out. That wasn't the end of the scoring action. Little in and away there, and the Eagles get to score one more try in the corner. Try and make the game respectable. They never gave up. They take up the series, even though they lost their final in the second leg.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for our latest content.